Hey guys, so this is part 2. Today's August 20th, 2023. This is my Corky's honey. And it has got wonderful growth. Look, it's all the way almost to the top of this tomato thingamajigger. But we've got figlets forming on every node. It's not going to have time to ripen these figs. Maybe this one. These are all main crop because the main trunk, that guy died. So these are all main crop figs. As soon as they turn into little figlets here on the rest of the year, on the rest of the stems, I'm just going to pop them off so that they give me maybe some Reba next year. Next year. And we're going to do our best to wrap it without getting it wet, which was my mistake last time. The blanket was touching the ground and got wet, and basically there was moisture and mold involved in the wrapping last year. So we're going to try and do a better job. I think what I'll do is I'll just fill this with leaves and then maybe wrap it, type of thing. There's our pond. We're going to go take a look at all the other figs now. We've got some good things happening. I have one Rondi Bordeaux tree that it has been ripening. It's just like in full force right now, ripening one after the other. Oops. Everything's getting so big. I've been trying to tip the branches so that they stop growing over my head, but they're looking lush and wonderful. Peniche still waiting to ripen, but it's got a ton of figs on it. I've got this one Rondi Bordeaux tree. This is one, and that's two. I got this one first. I got this one like a month later. Well, I grew this from a cutting, and this one I got a little plant of it a month later. And so this one that I grew from a cutting is like on performance drugs. Everything is getting like colored now, which means they're going to swell right. They start to swell right away. They start to turn colors right away. So here's one. There are two right there. This one is cracking. Got a bit of, we're going to get in there, but it's hard to see from this angle. Yep. It's got a bit of cracking. And then we've got another one, down there that's, let me zoom out. Where are you at? It's hard to see. Right there. See? So this one's banging them out. Super exciting. Let me open up our net. I used to have a beautiful drawstring set up here. And it worked so nicely until the landscapers came, and this net keeps getting caught in their lawnmowers and trimming, that wire trimmer where they trim the grass down there. They are constantly cutting my net, which sucks. I'm so tired of repairing that net all the time. But here's another thing I wanted to show you. This is my Italian honey, Laterola. Time to pick it. I mean, I don't know if it's ready, but let's see. Oh man, it's not ready. We got a little bit of sap, but I bet it'll be delicious. I just don't want to leave it like this because it's splitting. We've got another one that's not splitting at all, and they're about the same size. So hopefully we get to taste that. Let's open this guy up, huh? Let's see. Oh man, I should have left it. It's definitely not ready. Let's taste one side of it. Darn it. It's sweet, a little bit sweet, like an apple sweet, not super sweet. It has no bad flavor at all. A lot of seed crunch, but it's not ready. It could have been better. Like I tried a little baby one. There were two that ripened really quickly that were the size of about maybe a quarter. Oh my God, they were the most delicious figs I've ever had. They had zero figginess, zero. Like it was straight honeydew flavor. All right, so let's start here. Great news, right? You guys saw that I had back in July, I took the tops off of a lot of the branches on my Italian 258 because there was like no sign of figs. And then I had a few subscribers reach out and say, hey, you know, we've read and we've heard that if you do that and there aren't any figlets already forming, that it's only going to branch out. The great news is that's false, because look, and this isn't even the most impressive branch. Just wait, I'll show you. I mean, so happy that that statement was false. Okay, this is all Italian 258. And look at this guy. Look at this branch. I mean, that really worked. It took about a month, not 2 weeks. It took about a month for the figlets to start forming, but then all of a sudden, like gangbusters, boom, it was so full, just like, you know, I blinked and it was full all of a sudden. Smith, same thing. I only had 2 little figs growing, this one and then that one. And now if I pan up, look at, this is a 2nd year Smith fig tree that I grew from cutting. And I can see this is also incredibly prolific. Just crazy prolific. Will they all ripen? I don't know. But I'm just so happy to see that it's doing really well. Calderona Noir, they are right, man. It's so far, it's so late. I mean, I thought I gave it a really good head start, but this is as far along as the figs are, and it could just be this strain I have. You know, maybe next year it'll be a little bit quicker to form figlets, but there's no way on God's green earth that these are going to ripen. And again, that's okay. I love its form. I'm really paying attention to the tree form now, and I have a plan for every one of my trees. This is the Negron Chuck, full of figs, and these will ripen. I think this week we're going to have crazy heat this week in the hundreds. I think they're going to really plump out. I mean, everywhere you look. Let me try and zoom in. It's hard holding this fig too. I need to put it down. There's figs everywhere on it. It is, if you're looking for a fig tree that will give you just a ton of production, the Negron, and I pretty much believe they're very similar to, let me put this down. They're very similar to Violet de Bordeaux, probably Maris Negretta. They're probably all similar. Nero 600. Probably have just a little variety, but they produce a ton. They're very branchy. They stay low to the ground. Again, I'm going to be farming these trees a lot better this come fall. When they lose all their leaves and go dormant, I'm going to take care of their forms and make them beautiful. This, what I believe the Atriano, still, we've got some colorization, like turning a little bit lighter, which means they're going to start swelling any day now. But I wanted to show you this guy. Kind of formed oddly, where the insides, the insides, where is it at now? The insides are growing on the outside. Oh, I zoomed in too far. Sorry, guys. Let me find the fig. Where are you at? Oh, well. Anyway, so it's forming where the insides are apparent from the outside there. And you can tell, like, it's red inside now. You see? Isn't that cool? Not sure how that's going to turn out, but that's kind of cool. And this tree is so full of figs. If we lose that one, it's okay. The other one that seems to be doing really well is the Letizia. Letizias are getting to be they're growing nicely, plumping out. Strawberry Verte, again, this is second year, and it's giving me figlets. Let's see if it'll ripen. But I thought I remembered that the Strawberry Verte takes a few years before it gives you figs. Well, this one's second year. It's going to give us figs. Socorro Black. It's awesome, I've heard, but I won't know because those figlets are not going to make it, I don't think. And I don't have anything bigger on it. This is the Letizia. This is another Peniche. It's growing really nicely, but no figlets. This is Constantine d'Alger. It was a little bit slow to start, and then it started taking off. And I've got some figlets on it. Got this one mainly. I doubt it'll be ready, but we'll see. This is my Colonel Littman's Black Cross. It's got two main figs forming. That one and that one. We've got figlets all over it, but those are not going to ripen, so we'll have Breba next year. This is my Exquisito. It's got figlets on it. We'll wait to see if it gives me anything. Back here is my Smith Air Layer from last year. So far, it's only branching. Yeah, I don't see any figlets on it. This guy is Pasteli I got from Raintree. So far, so good. It's holding that fig. This is Raspberry Latte. It has a ton of double bumps on it, but I'm not seeing any of them form into figlets. And if it did, I'd be surprised because I've heard this takes a few years also before it'll give you figlets. So if it did, it would be super cool, but like you can, I'll show you, right? Double bumps, right? But chances are it'll only grow one of them, and the one will be a branch. Poponi. this was a cutting. It's doing really good. This is longed out. I got this last year. And those branches down here, I'm going to cut them off in the fall, but look how productive they are. Kind of sad about doing that. And then it's way productive up here too. Celeste, I've got this issue with like some kind of bug biting into that. I think it's a bug because the white things, the white dots are like, I think they're the sap coming from the inside of something biting it and then drying up on the surface. But I mean, it's holding them so far. I'm having the same trouble with my what's it called? Oh shoot, I forgot the name of it, but it's cherry flavored. Last year was awesome. I'll show it to you. This is Olympian. Olympian has got figs and it's holding on to them. It's kind of on the small side. I'm hoping that next year it'll recover from whatever is the issue this year. Right there, this is a Hollier. This Hollier, I've got 2 Holliers now. None of them have any figlets on them. Oh, my phone's getting so hot. Oh my God. This is my Black Madeira. It's got several figs on it. I'll be so happy if it ripens them. This one, it's an unknown. And it's starting to grow figs on it, but I'm not sure if it'll hold them. So that remains to be seen. I don't know what variety this is, to be honest, and it may be a Smyrna. This guy is my green Ishia. It's still loaded with figs, but they are just taking forever to ripen. Where is it? Am I getting it? Yeah. It's taking forever to ripen. Maybe it's because it's in a 5-gallon, but I don't know. That's the second Atriano, if it is an Atriano full. It's catching up with the other one. It's trying to catch up. Oh, I wanted to show you in here, hidden, is my Nicodem Haven. I got this as a cutting this past winter, and it's so prolific. I couldn't believe it. It rooted so fast, and it is just crazy with figs. Look at that. First year, and it's supposed to be really cold hardy. Why Boris was selling it, New York Figs. And he's awesome. Like I said, I bought like, I think 2 cuttings. He sent me 5. Just super amazing guy. This is another unknown. This is the one that was really prolific, but it's been dropping them all, so I think it's a Smyrna also. I've got a Capra Fig that I just rooted right now, so next year I'm going to try pollinating them and see if it holds. This is my Noir de Barbentane. It finally gave me some figs. We'll see if it ripens them. Peter's Honey has been taking forever. Like, these figs have been here. No lie, I should be celebrating their 2-year birthday at this point. It's just taking forever to ripen. It ripened the Breba finally, like, when was it? Maybe about 3 weeks ago. And all the other figs are just sitting, like, no obvious progress that I can see. Like, nothing's swelling, nothing's getting bigger that I can tell. Oh, Spadaphora Dark. So yeah, so the same thing is happening in my Spadaphora Dark. If it is a Spadaphora Dark, otherwise it might be Spadaphora Green. So something's been just attacking the figlets. I've got a few of them that are okay. But for the most part, something's been attacking them. And I'm so frustrated by that. I'm going to start really considering like spraying everything down, maybe every night when I first bring them outside. And while they're dormant, I'm going to spray them maybe, once a month to keep disease and things away from them. Maybe with neem oil. I don't know. I've got to look into that. I don't know too much about stuff like that, so I'm going to read up. Peniche full, but it's doing great. It's prolific. I just need it to ripen, and it's taking forever. And then we're back at the rondies. Uh-oh, we've got a bug sitting on that. Looks like a fig wasp, I wish. No, it might be looks like an ant. Must be a sweet one. Alright, so let me see if we go inside. I've got some strawberry plants. I've got loquats growing. Here are my, I had 3 Capra fig plants, but just 2 of them made it. This is my Calderona mutante, which I only got this year so far. Let's see. Maybe we have double bumps, but it won't matter. It's too late. So I would just pop them off. This is my Belmonts Beauty. Belmonts Beauty has no figs on it. This is my other Belmonts Beauty. Got these from Brian Mellon as cuttings. They rooted really, really fast. Oh, we've got double bumps on this one. But not gonna happen. They rooted really fast, grew really fast. I was super impressed by that. This is a second white Madeira I have, and it's got figlets forming on it. Oh, this is a Martinenca ramata I got from a great friend here. And we thought that maybe it would not make it, but it's making it. It's got branching happening. It's got budding happening, so very excited. This is my Nixon's, let's see, Nixon's piece. This is also a cutting. It's doing awesome. It's about 3 feet tall. I don't see any double bumps on it, but that's okay. This is a black Tuscan I got from my good friend Steve. It didn't do so good over winter. Thankfully, 1 branch remained, and that branch is like, would have gone. It's trying to grow vertically really hard. Like, I took the top off of it, but it's still growing. Like, it's trying to grow another branch on top. Regardless, am I even looking at the right thing? Yeah. So it's hard to tell on the viewfinder because the sun is shining on it. And it's got a couple of figlets forming, but they're not going to make it this year. Hopefully, now that it's in a happy place, soil-wise and environment-wise, next year I think it'll do really well. This guy is my Zingarella. Zingarella was a cutting. We've got figlets, but don't think we'll have time. This is yellow long neck from my good friend Cy, and it's doing awesome. It's giving me a full figlet. It's not going to ripen for sure. This is my this guy, Silly Dolce. Silly Dolce is got figs almost at every node, but we'll see if it ripens any. This is supposed to taste like cherries too. This is my Craven's Craving. Craven's Craving, full of figs. Oops, let's take this guy out. Full of figs. Hope it ripens them. This is my first white Madeira. It took forever to start developing figs, but it's got a ton now. Let's just see if it'll ripen them. Here's Peter's honey. Still sort of same state as they were 2 months ago. Capulcurt Negra just got this year as a small tree, and it's taking off. It's doing really well. No figlets that I can see, but it wouldn't have time anyway. This is Zafiro, again for my great friend Hilario. Zafiro's got double bumps everywhere, but it's not going to have time to do anything this year also. This is a second Hollier, got from my great friend Vlad. It's doing beautifully. It's full of double bumps, but it's not going to make it this year. Golden Rainbow. Ooh. I hope I get to taste a golden rainbow this year. I had to cut it on top because it's going crazy. And now it's forming like more branches at the top because it wants to keep growing vertically. But what I'll do is, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to let those grow and then cut them and sell them as cuttings, because this is the most aggressive, prolific golden rainbow I have ever seen. And look at the, like, I just got this year as a small plant, and like at my height, the girth of the stem is unbelievable. It's about an inch. So, and it's like, it's lignifying really quickly as well. So a really good variety. I'll have a couple of cuttings off this one this year. Leon's Montenegro, it's finally taken off. It's now giving me double bumps. This is from last year. I got this in July of last year. It's doing, it started out super slow. I got this from Dan Foster, but now it's doing well, like it's grown into itself. Calderona. Calderona's giving me double bumps. Nothing so far. Oh yeah, we've got maybe a figlet growing right there, but they're going to get knocked off because it can't ripen them. I've got a Chicago Hardy in here. Back there is a Tina. That's a Tina. That's what I bought from Brian Mellon as the black Madeira with no FMV, but it turned out to be a Tina. Which I'm happy about, no biggie. There's a Vern's Brown Turkey. It's in that green container. Vern's Brown Turkey is full of figs right away this year, like loaded with figs. This I got as a bare root for like 15 bucks off of Fig Bid. It was awesome. Just waiting for those to ripen. I believe they will. This is my BNR from my good friend MJ Figs, and it's already got figlets on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to taste any. I think they take forever to ripen, but it's putting out figs, which is great news for me. This is an O'Rourke. So far, no figlets. It's a first year anyway. This is St. Rita. St. Rita is another Mount Etna. Again, with the bug problem, or it might be too much fertilizer problem. I'm not sure, but it's in a tiny pot. So next year, I'm going to up-pot it this fall into like a 5-gallon, and I think it'll do much better next year. So it's possible that I'm over fertilizing them, because the instructions that I got were that fig growers typically fertilize their figs like every week to 2 weeks with different types of fertilizer, because especially when they're in pots, because they're not getting what they need from the ground. So, and when you're watering them, the theory is that the water is really running the fertilizer right out of the bags or out of the containers, and so it's important to fertilize them consistently. And I've been doing that, but I've just got to, like, it's great, it's doing great for my other fig trees, but some of them, I think it's affecting them negatively. So I'm going to make a note of it, and maybe I will fertilize these trees a little less, in case it's not bugs, in case it's the fertilizer. This back here is a Atriano, got from my good friend Hilario. It's got figs. Let's see if it'll ripen them. That'll be exciting. Okay, yeah, this is the Letizia. I thought maybe this longed out was giving me figs, but it's not. It's the Letizia. Do I have anything else in there? I think I showed you almost everything. I've got a Scots Black up by the garage because I up-potted it yesterday, but I think that's about it. I took you guys through everything. So we're looking forward to getting a nice ripe Italian Laterola, but I have to tell you, the little baby ones, when I tasted those, I was like, man, I could have a whole orchard of this fig and I would die happy. That's how good it was. And so, oh yeah, this is my white Marsh, which is very similar to Italian Laterola supposedly, but it's been doing really bad this year. I just got it as a little plant last year. It's not doing well at all, but it is coming back. It's like drying and stuff, and I know it's not a watering. Like, it's got enough water, maybe too much water. Maybe it doesn't need as much water as I'm giving it. But it'll probably grow out of that next year. So I'm excited. That would mean I would have 2 Italian Laterola type trees. Very happy about that. I have this in-ground Chicago Hardy. This is my mother-in-law's. It's about 4 years, 3-year root system. We've got figs on it, but just waiting for them to ripen. Not sure when that's gonna ever happen. This is my Desert King. I'm punishing it because it didn't give me any figs. Stupid thing. Oh, look, I'm getting a figlet. Yeah, thanks. No thanks. Anyway, this next year, I think it'll do a lot better. Again, I'm going to be trimming this so that it's manageable. Right now, it's growing like all over the place, so we're going to clean that up. I know it's hard to tell where garbage begins and where my tree begins. Anyway, my garden went ballistic. Like, the tomato vines broke every kind of support system I had. They were so huge. I was trimming them like crazy. I was throwing them away because I just couldn't handle the amount of growth that was happening. We've got our cucumbers here. I've got Armenian cucumbers growing. I've got okra. Let's see if I can show you an Armenian cucumber. I know I have one. Oh, let's see if I can zoom in. Can you see? It's hard to see. Sorry, it's hard to see. When it's bigger, I'll show you guys. But I have an eggplant. I have eggplant. Yeah, eggplant plant. And then I've got a melon growing, like cantaloupe. I have fava beans growing. Fava bean plants are so beautiful, but I didn't know, this is my first time growing them, but they're like laying down from the weight. So next year when I plant these again, I'm going to make sure I have some sort of like tie or something like that to keep them straight up. But they are beautiful plants, and you can't even tell that they're actually going to grow and give you some food, because they have these pretty little black and white flowers that will turn into fava beans, fava bean pods. And fava beans are delicious, but you have to cook them, otherwise I think they're poison. Anyway, so lesson learned for next year. These were from Home Depot, these were the Cherokee Purple tomatoes. They were amazing, like blood inside. Such a gorgeous tomato, and the like skin can just peel off if you just rub it a little bit. They're enormous. I made a ton of sauce with them, and I still have these, so it's awesome. I've got a jalapeno plant here. I've got another type of pepper here I got from Dan Foster. Still, I haven't gotten any peppers from that just yet to give you an idea of what they taste like. This I got from Dan Foster as well. It's a beautiful pepper. They all taste delicious, just raw. And so this is my garden. Anyway, happy gardening to all of you. Stay cool. It's going to be a hot one this week. And those of you that are affected by Hurricane Hillary, I'm really sorry and praying for you guys. But take care. Thanks for watching.